You're listening to Coog Radio. Listen live online at coogradio.org.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our first episode of Movie Talks with Griffin and Eric.
Yes,
I am
hello.
Griffin.
I'm Eric.
Do you want to go ahead and lay out the land?
Yeah, so thanks for joining in on our new podcast here at Coog Radio. We're here just talking about all things movies, really. Today we're going to be going over some of the Oscars. I know it happened just a few weeks ago, but
Yeah,
thought
the
we'd bring it up.
time of recording this, it's like a couple weeks after the Oscars, and by the time this episode will air, it's going to be like another week. But as of right now, it's not. It's fairly fresh still.
Yes, and then we will be doing a spoiler-full review of Everything Everywhere All at Once
Very
later
spoilers.
on.
Very
Yes,
spoilers.
we will have spoilers in that, so just forewarning you there. What else do you want to tell them about our podcast in the future, what we're going to be doing?
Well, we've got a bunch of stuff and a bunch of ideas. We both have very differing movie opinions half the time.
Mm-hmm.
So some episodes might be us debating a movie. Some episodes might be us making tier lists and, showing them off. Others might be us just doing a genuine review of the movie, depending on how new it is or how we're feeling about it. And then maybe every once in a while we'll do like movie news, like we might do today with the Oscars.
Yeah. Movie news might be a little tough if we're releasing like a week later, but
Right.
I mean, we'll stay up to date as much as possible. What do you think about like quizzes?
Quizzes would
That'd
be
be
fun.
pretty cool. Quiz each other too.
I could think of some fun quizzes we could do.
Some quizzes, yeah. Yeah, that would be interesting to pick up some quizzes and have all you folks at home or in the car or wherever you are right now play along with us, see how you do compared to us. Probably pretty good because I mean we're not cinephiles or anything.
I took one cinema class in high school.
Yeah, and he claims he's an expert.
Yep.
But we're just casual movie enjoyers. We like to go watch movies, have our own different opinions on them. We don't like to take it too serious. We're just here
wait,
to have fun.
Just wait for the Star Wars episode.
Wait for the Star Wars. Yeah, we're just here to have fun. Have a casual discussion about whatever we like, what the movies we like, the movies we don't like, the movies we want to talk about.
Yeah.
So what in the future, what kind of movies do you want to talk about?
Well, I've got some of like my personal favorites on my list that I wouldn't mind
What
talking
kind
about.
of genres do you like?
I would say probably the fantasy sci-fi movies I really like. But also there's movies more like more on I'll go superhero, even though it's not really like Marvel.
Yeah, action,
yeah.
general kind of like, yeah, I get that.
I do love me some comedies.
Comedies.
Yeah. The rare rom-com every here and there.
Yes, I love rom-coms. I mean, there's a lot of good comedy actors. You put them in rom-coms, they do a great job.
That's true. Maybe an old Adam Sandler movie.
Old Adam Sandler, he hits the spot every time.
Never misses.
What?
Never misses.
Never misses. I am a fan of maybe I like fantasy, a lot of fantasy, but sci-fi, kind of like postmodern sci-fi that messes with your perception of reality.
Mhm.
I mean, there's a lot of movies like that. I mean, the one we're going to review later, I mean, that's definitely hits the spot on the sort of movies that I like.
I do have some thought. Well, I mean, we'll get into it when we get into it, but I do have some thoughts about the whole thing.
Yeah,
because I went into the movie with a weird perspective, so we'll see how that turns out.
So some of my favorite movies. I don't know how familiar you guys are with Christopher Nolan, but he's produced so many incredible movies that I just love. I mean, some superhero movies. The Dark Knight trilogy.
Still haven't seen them.
I can't believe you just said that. I know you said it before, but that is three movies that you're gonna have to watch, and we're gonna have to review later on.
I'm down for it. I want to watch them.
It's some of the greatest. I mean, The Dark Knight, one of the greatest. Greatest superhero movie in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll have to compare it to the new Batman because I really liked the new Batman.
New Batman was pretty good.
Kind of a hot take, but I really liked it.
I think the new Batman got pretty good ratings.
I think it's recognized as good movie.
I mean, it got nominated.
I don't know if it's super recognized as good Batman.
That is true. I mean, being Batman is a tough,
Tough role.
tough bat suit to fit, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think you did a pretty good job.
Mhm.
Okay. What else? What else? What else are you looking like? Movies. What have you seen recently?
Recently, well, obviously I just watched Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah. I want to
Confusing
say
movie
I want to
title.
say Everything Everywhere All the Time.
Yeah.
That's in my head. That's what I want to say, but I know that's not true.
I mean, this was kind of a while ago, but I watched Tenet with
Christopher
you.
Nolan.
Yeah, yeah.
If you haven't seen Tenet, please go watch
Um,
Tenet. Christopher Nolan. I love you.
I watched a bunch of random movies
Yeah.
over the last couple years. Um,
I know one franchise that you and me have stuck together and watched together a lot are the Lord of the Rings, Hobbit.
yes.
Those
movies.
are some incredible movies that we've watched,
Love
and
those.
we've also just done other things involving Lord of the Rings.
Mhm.
You know, back when we were kids,
Yeah.
having like Lego sets and video games, stuff
So-
like that. But yeah, we had fun with that, and you saw the new TV show.
I watched one episode
You watched
and
one
stopped
episode?
watching it. Yes.
Okay, I think it's at least worth a watch.
Mhm.
I'd say give it a try, give it a chance, more than one episode. But we're not here to
Maybe.
talk about TV shows.
No.
We're here to talk about movies. Your 2.5 to 2.5 hour slice of, escape from reality.
I also recently watched Treasure Island. That's one I was trying to
Treasure
think-
Island.
Treasure
Okay.
Island. Old
Okay.
movie.
Yeah.
I was just trying to think of movies. That's one of them.
Nice. Okay. Well, do you want to get on to the pressing news of the Oscars?
Yes.
All of the controversy there.
Yeah. I mean, I'll admit,
Really no controversy this year.
I was not home. I didn't even know the Oscars were happening when they
Mhm.
were happening. So I've only heard whispers.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
there
I know
wasn't
some-
anything crazy.
I know some big
but-
winners, and I know some people that won that people don't necessarily agree with.
Uh-huh.
I can only comment on one of them. So
Okay.
at least of that category.
Okay. Well, let's go through them. Obviously, I mean, if you haven't checked out all of the Oscar winners, are going to be going over those. But for Best Picture, I mean, Best Picture was obviously the movie that we are reviewing,
Review today, yeah.
which is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I will say after watching it, I can see why it won.
Mhm.
I don't know what were the other movies up for that category.
So a few of the other movies up for that category, right?
Mhm.
Get it up because I just lost it. All Quiet on the Western Front.
I've been wanting to watch that movie for so long.
It's a war movie.
It is.
I haven't
Oh, yeah.
seen it. I think I've seen a trailer maybe, but it looks very good. It got nominated for a bunch of other things as well.
Mhm.
That I believe it did win.
Yeah,
We'll talk
I have a
about
feeling
that.
if I had watched that movie, I probably would have been rooting for it.
Yeah.
That's right up my alley. Yeah.
A good war movie hits the spot very well.
Yeah.
Avatar: The Way of Water.
See, yeah. I mean,
Did you saw that?
I did
in
see
the
that.
theater?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you watch it 3D?
I did watch it 3D.
I also watched it 3D IMAX.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know about Best Picture, but
Yeah, I'm
visually
not
it was
sure.
incredible.
I really liked it, and then I also had some things I wish they would have done different for it.
Yeah.
This might be a really hot take, controversial opinion. I think the movie could have used another hour
Another hour.
at the beginning
It's
of the
already
movie. Yeah,
one of the longest movie,
Yeah.
maybe the longest movie
I
of the
think it
year.
could have used another hour at the beginning of the movie to flesh out the new characters.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay.
Just so we had more connection to him. throughout
Okay.
the film.
Yeah.
That's really
okay.
my only thing.
Okay.
And they could have maybe, if they wanted to, taken an hour out of the ending and put that hour.
Ending was very long, that ending fight, but yeah.
Yeah.
The Banshees of Inisherin.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. I watched the last half of it,
Oh, okay. Was it good?
which is the last half was,
Okay, that's good.
which is a weird way to watch a movie.
Mhm.
I just happened to walk in when it was on, and I just finished it.
There you go.
It kept my attention for that long. Kind of a small indie-like movie. I don't know if it's an actual indie movie, but it
Yeah.
felt like it. One of those like kind of Swedish movies where it's just kind of like a very simple plot,
Mhm.
but with very complex, deep meaning behind it.
Yeah.
Elvis. was another one
I
nominated.
did know of that movie, but I didn't watch it.
I did not watch it either. It looked good.
Not my kind
Obviously,
of movie, honestly,
like,
but maybe it was great.
More
I
of a
don't know.
nostalgic movie, I feel like,
Mhm.
for Elvis fans out there.
I mean, it's kind of been an ongoing theme in the movie industry to make movies about famous people that are dead
Yes,
now.
Those are popping up a lot more. And then, of course, Everything Everywhere All at Once, the winner
Mhm.
of this year. And we got The Fablemans.
Yeah, I don't know.
No. Tar.
No.
Top Gun Maverick.
See, that was great.
You watched that one?
Top Gun Maverick was great. Yeah.
Top Gun Maverick
I
was
loved
great.
it.
You saw it in the theater?
I did not see it in the theater.
Okay.
And I actually watched it before I had watched the original.
Okay. See,
I have
haven't seen
both.
either.
I have seen both. Oh,
I
you
have
haven't
not
seen
seen
either, really?
either.
You would like Top Gun. I think you'd really
I'm
like
sure
it.
I would. I mean, Tom Cruise just can do anything, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He can do anything.
Yeah. I mean, the movie, it's not like, it's not anything special in terms of like the plot or anything like that,
Yeah.
but it's just,
I
it's
feel
just
like
a
I
good
missed my
act- it's
chance
just
to
a
watch
good
it in
action movie.
IMAX. I feel like that would have been a great experience to watch.
It would have been cool. I mean, I'll admit, I really didn't care that much about it.
Mhm.
And then I did eventually watch it. It's
Okay.
like, this is
Okay, yeah, well, maybe I should give that a try. Next one is Triangle of Sadness,
no
which
idea.
I've heard very briefly about, but I am gonna watch it soon, so
Mhm.
I've been purposely not looking at it because
Okay.
I don't want to ruin it for me. And then Women Talking, which is another one I don't know
Still
of.
never heard of it.
But out of those ones that you do know on here,
Mhm.
do you think Everything Everywhere All at Once is worthy of that Oscar Best Picture winner?
See, I haven't seen All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yes.
And I feel like if I had watched that movie, it probably is better.
Okay.
At least more my type of movie. More for me. I
Well,
guess.
maybe that's a movie you and me should go watch and
Yeah.
have a show on.
Yeah. But after watching Everything Everywhere All at Once, I think I can see why it won.
Okay. Then we got actor in a leading role.
Mhm.
We got Austin Butler for Elvis,
Mhm.
which I mean, I can't tell. I mean, I didn't watch the movie, obviously, but he looks very. I assume he did the singing as well. Most of the singing, what they usually do.
They probably did a mix of that and AI.
Yeah. But I mean, you seem like to really catch that Elvis charm and keep that with him the entire movie.
I have
From
no
what I've
idea.
seen.
I saw like a trailer in the theater one
Mhm.
time, and that was about it.
Okay. Then we got Colin Farrell from The Banshees of Inisherin. I think that was a great acted whole film.
Mhm.
I think Colin Farrell did a great job. And then Brendan Fraser, who's the one who won it.
Yeah.
For The Whale.
Mhm.
I remember watching the first trailer that came out for The Whale, and that was crazy just watching that.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what movie you're talking about.
Okay, well, it's
I know Brendan Fraser won. And I know
Yes,
he
yeah.
won it for a role in a movie.
Uh-huh.
I just didn't know the name of the movie.
Okay. Yeah, it's like it's a movie I want to see.
Hmm.
Definitely just more of like an emotional drama.
Yeah.
But it looked like Brendan Fraser really did the performance of his lifetime there.
That's good. I'm glad he won something. He
yes.
deserved something.
Yeah. Paul Mescal for in After Sun.
No idea. I don't know who that is or what that is.
If you haven't noticed already, we do not know everything about movies.
No. Well,
and
also,
actors and
I mean, we hadn't. This podcast is a somewhat new idea, so when the Oscars were airing, we weren't really.
Yeah.
Our minds weren't on studying it.
Yeah. We're not experts though. We're not experts. We're not gonna lie to you and say that we are. We are just as stupid as
We aren't
everyone else.
experts, but our opinions are the only ones that matter.
Yes, my opinion matters more than yours, actually.
Absolutely not. Once people see your Star Wars tier list, they will unequivocally agree with me.
It is an opinion. Remember that.
Wrong.
Bill Nye, science guy for living.
Bill Nye won something?
It does not say science guy, but he Bill Nye. I
Huh.
think that's Nye. I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing the name. Let's get past the leading role. I don't know those movies.
Yeah.
Actress in a leading role. Kate Blanchett. She was in Tar.
Okay.
I've seen Kate Blanchett in a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
She's great. Anna de Armas for Blonde.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Anna de Armas in a bunch of stuff. She's great too. Andrea Riseborough.
Rosenberg?
Rice?
I can't read it from here, so I don't know. It's all on you.
Yeah. No, that's good. And then we got Michelle Williams.
Mhm.
And then Michelle Yang. Yay. Mm.
Yang?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeou.
Just do your best.
Michelle,
Yeah.
wow. I don't know how to say it. But she won for Everything Ever All at Once. She was the
Which-
main actress.
Yes, that I know. I do know she won.
She did a great job,
I would agree.
obviously.
I would agree with that. I think she did really, really
We'll
good.
talk about her performance a little bit later on.
Mhm.
But yeah, she really knocked it out of the park with that movie. I think the directors and writers really gave her a lot to work with.
Definitely, for sure. They gave her a lot of in terms of like range in that movie.
Mhm.
It's and like saying in the title, it's everywhere. It's
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah.
And so
I
there's
mean-
lots of opportunities to really express things.
Yep. Then we got a director, Daniel Scheinert and Daniel Kwong, both Daniels, the two Daniels. They won for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay.
The other ones I'm sure did great jobs too, but there's only going to be one winner.
Right.
Production design, All Quiet on the Western Front won that one.
I
for
mean,
production design.
I would have been shocked if they didn't.
That's what I usually see for war movies.
Mhm.
Is that I'm not following the Oscars. I haven't followed the Oscars for every year for the past 50 years or anything.
Yeah, I think
but,
the most I followed the Oscars was not this last one, but the last one where Will Smith.
was that
slapped-
2 years ago?
I think it was 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it was longer. I don't know. Time's blending together
Yeah.
nowadays.
But I have noticed that war movies usually excel at a few things
Mhm.
like production design.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, they have to, or else they suck.
And then also at cinematography, which is the next category.
Uh-huh.
And guess who won it?
I want to say All Quiet.
Yes.
Yeah,
that
okay.
is true.
Okay.
Yeah, All Quiet won on cinematography as well, which is pretty great. Costume design. We got a good amount of kind of range from different costumes, but Black Panther, Wakanda Forever won that one.
I did not see Black Panther.
You have
Wakanda
not
Forever.
seen Black Panther?
I think the only Marvel Phase 4 movie I have watched since Spider-Man
Mhm.
was Ant-Man Quantumania.
Okay, but that was the most recent one.
That was the most recent.
Okay. I think you should go watch Black Panther.
Yeah, I'll probably give it a watch.
I mean, you could.
I'm the whole Marvel thing is kind of getting a little old with me.
That is true. They're coming out with a lot of stuff very fast.
Yeah.
And it's getting kind of old.
Mhm.
I mean, they're not doing anything real new. Although
it feels like every
Yeah.
one of their movies is trying to be Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok,
Yeah.
nowadays, yes. I
yeah.
think they either need and it's just not working.
No.
Even the new Thor. I mean, same director,
Mhm.
Taika Waititi.
Yeah, I didn't see the new Thor either.
I feel like he tried way too hard to make it like the comedy in Thor Ragnarok, and it just fell flat.
Yeah.
To my opinion. But that was one of the worst Marvel movies that I've seen in the past 5+ years.
I haven't seen it, probably for that reason.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're still great. I think they're still like okay, decent movies that you should still try to find the time for. It still expands the universe,
Yeah.
the Marvel universe, which is still an amazing universe that they've been able to grab ideas from the comics
Mhm.
and put them all into this large 10+ year cinematic universe.
Yeah.
With movies and TV shows. I think it's still worth a watch to get those Marvel movies in there if you've kept up with it.
Mhm.
And then we don't gotta go through most of the other ones, but one I do want to talk about, two I actually want to talk about, are the supporting roles.
Yeah.
Actor in a supporting role. These names, man.
No, I wasn't even.
Ki
Gonna,
Hu Kwang.
yeah, he's the guy who played Short Round in the second Indiana Jones movie.
Okay.
Dr. Jones, that guy.
Yeah.
He won an Oscar for
Yeah.
his role in Everything Everywhere
What
All
do
at
you
Once.
think about his role in that movie?
I thought he was really good
Mm-hmm.
in it. I don't know. I didn't see the performances of all the other nominees.
Okay.
But I
None
think
that you would know.
none. Yeah, that's what I was assuming. I think after watching the film, I think it's deserved personally.
Okay.
He didn't have as much screen time as I would have expected.
Yeah.
But I think he did a really good job when he was on screen.
Yeah, I think when he is given the moment to shine, he really shines.
Yeah, I also will say I chuckled a couple times during the movie because the short round in him came out a couple of times. Yeah.
Yeah, he's very energetic,
Very
and
expressive.
goofy, and
Yeah.
it felt pretty nice because I mean, the main character was very serious the entire
Mhm.
time.
Mhm.
There was a lot of seriousness going around, even if jokes were put in there. There's a lot of seriousness in that movie, but he really came in with a lot of kind of relief
Yeah.
in that. And then let's get to the actress in a supporting role.
Yeah.
We mentioned this earlier, me and you,
We
when
very
we were just
briefly talked about this
yes,
earlier. We were
but-
trying to save all of our
yes,
talking for
Jamie
tonight.
Lee Curtis won
Yeah.
it for actress in a supporting role for that movie, of course.
Which
What do you think about that?
I don't feel like she was in the movie enough to even be nominated for it personally. I don't think she did bad by any means.
No.
I feel like if supporting actress had if the award had to go to somebody else from that movie,
Mhm.
I feel like the daughter should have gotten it.
She was nominated.
She was nominated?
Stephanie Sue.
Okay, then yeah, no, she got stiffed completely.
You think?
Oh, 100%.
I mean, yeah, Stephanie Sue. I feel like she also was given a lot of range to go off of. And I think, yeah, I
we're entering
agree.
spoiler territory now, by the way.
What?
We're going to start entering spoiler territory now, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, we did give the disclaimer at the beginning, but now I'm really going to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we haven't. I don't think we've said anything quite yet.
No.
But yes, if you didn't hear before, there will be spoilers for Everything Everywhere All at Once in this podcast.
Yeah.
And most of the podcast is to go.
Just expect it. Well,
you
I mean,
haven't
we'll
seen the
disclaimer
movie?
best we can every
If you haven't
episode.
seen the
But
movie, you could pause. And you can't pause. It's live, isn't it? But you can go watch that movie. We'll try not to do too much, but a lot will come out in this review
Mhm.
and this opinion. Another thing is Angela Bassett from Black Panther.
yes.
I know you say you haven't seen it.
I do know who that is, and I have seen some scenes.
Okay,
of her.
well, you've seen her in Black Panther 1,
Yeah,
of course. She's the queen.
Mhm.
I think she did a better job than Jamie Lee Curtis, in my opinion.
I mean, from what
as
I've
well?
seen, it looks like because I've seen a couple clips from Black Panther,
Yeah.
mainly around her because people were mad she didn't win.
Okay. So the people online are saying they wanted her to win?
I think so.
Okay.
I haven't seen
haven't
the
heard
movie,
anything
so I
about
don't
that.
know. But from what I have seen, it looks like she did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
But then what I was just saying is, if the awards had to go to somebody from the Everything Everywhere All at Once, I think it should have gone to the daughter instead of Jamie.
Yes, Stephanie Sue, I think, did a great job. I think, I mean, spoilers now, she was the villain.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And I think her shift between that from being like a struggling teen, I don't know if she was actually a teen, but struggling teen girl to
Young adult.
A Avengers level threat, you know what I mean? Like creating, doing all that stuff with the multiverse.
Everything bagels.
Yes, everything bagels.
Yep.
Okay, I think that's pretty much all that we wanted to cover on the Oscars.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good segue into the movie.
Yeah, generally, what do you think this year was for movies? Or I guess last year.
Dry.
You think it was pretty dry?
It felt dry to me.
Yeah.
Not much came out that I really saw much interest in. I had much interest in.
Yeah, there were a few big ones. Top Gun.
Mhm.
I feel like did really good in the box office. Avatar obviously did incredible. Like something I think I read it the other day, like $2.3 billion in the box office.
Lots of money. James Cameron tends to generate those numbers, though.
Yeah. And then of course Everything Everywhere All at Once. How'd you hear about this movie?
So I saw the trailer. I remember seeing the trailer for it probably at the beginning of the year, maybe a little earlier than that.
Okay.
And then I forgot about it. Because I was like, it looks all right. Interesting concept. And then my mom mentioned it after watching the Oscars, and I still really didn't have much intention of watching it.
Yeah.
And then you were like, hey, we should review it for the show this weekend.
Yeah, I thought.
I was like, okay, cool, I'll watch it. It must be good.
Yeah, the sooner we can release this closer to the Oscars, the more relevant it'll be.
Yeah.
It'll be in people's heads more.
Yeah. I definitely think I got something different out of the movie than you did.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I saw this movie. My brother showed me a trailer, and when I saw this trailer, I did not think it was going to be good at all.
Yeah, I went into it. I didn't know it was a comedy.
Okay.
No idea it was a comedy, and so I get into it. I got in the movie, and like it was, the movie doesn't start out that it gets weirder the longer it goes on.
Yes.
It gets
definitely.
much weirder the longer the movie goes on. And so the beginning portion, I thought it was more of like a family drama.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I knew about the universe thing and all that, but I thought it was more of a family drama, which it still
Okay.
And like halfway through the
definitely, yeah. I
movie,
mean, that's
my
the
mom
that's
was
the
like,
core.
"Is this movie a
Right.
comedy?" And so I Googled it. I was like, "It is a comedy. This makes way more
What
sense."
is it
now.
classified as?
Think,
Comedy action?
Yeah,
Maybe?
yeah. It was
Comedy
like adventure action comedy.
okay.
Is what it was.
Okay, yeah.
And I think drama in there as well.
Yeah.
Because originally I was sitting here watching it because I thought I was supposed to be taking the movie more seriously than I was, and I was like, I feel like the characters are out of place in this story.
Okay.
That was kind of the vibe I got from it. And then when I realized that it was a comedy, I was like, okay, this makes way more sense now. Because
Definitely.
also the way they jump universes, just I don't feel like it's consistent at all in terms of like making sense within the rules they mentioned.
Is that how you feel before you watched it, or like as you're watching it, or now?
That was how I felt before I knew it was a comedy.
Okay.
And then once I knew it was a comedy, I was
took
like,
you that long to know it was a comedy?
I mean, it was probably more like 30, 40 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
Because the first 20 minutes is pretty normal for the most part. First 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you're given hints about what's going on and stuff, but you don't really start getting into it until that like second act.
Yeah.
Where she actually starts, going into
places.
Yeah. Instead of other minds coming to her, she actually goes into all the other ones.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. I saw it. I don't know if this is correct or not, but I think it released on HBO Max.
Maybe.
And didn't go in theaters, or maybe it did go in theaters, but I saw it very soon after its release on HBO Max. And so it was quite a different long time ago, but I've been reading up on it recently, watched some videos and some recaps. And the first half of the movie was about her doing all of those, finding out what's going on, but then eventually gaining these powers, learning how to gain these powers, right?
Yeah.
And then there was like that false ending. Is that correct?
Yeah. That got my mom hard,
really,
dude. Yeah.
See, I knew like, an hour and a half in, the movie wasn't ending. I knew there was an extra hour.
Right. So yeah, no, when that happened, my mom goes, "Is it over?" And I'm like, I mean, it's possible, but I doubt it. And then it cut, and I was like, okay, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't had the thing open. I will be honest, this movie felt.
It did feel long.
I love long movies personally, and generally, I come out of that movie being like, I could have sat through another hour and a half of that, and it didn't feel as long. This movie felt long.
That was my one criticism. I think it was unnecessarily long. I couldn't pinpoint points because I loved all the different universes she went to, but I couldn't pinpoint a time where I thought, okay, you need to take this out. It just felt long.
It felt long, and I also feel like the wackiness got a little bit old.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I don't know how much you remember. I mean, you watched it yesterday, so hopefully you remember the ending. When they're like that, felt like a pretty drawn out fight on the stairs.
Oh yeah,
is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought the movie was going to be over probably a good 45 minutes before it was over. And then the rest of that 45 minutes, like it was still good, but I was just like kind of ready. I was ready for it to be done.
Okay.
I think. I do want to say right now, I did really like the movie, by the way.
Okay.
It's just, it felt like it felt long, even though it wasn't really that long in comparison to some other movies I really enjoy.
Okay. Yeah. It definitely dragged on a little bit. But how do you feel the I guess the multiverse travel went? I mean, we've seen other stuff with multiverse travel. We've seen it done in many different forms. How do you feel like this went?
I thought it was unique the way they went about it. As I said, that aspect got a little bit old towards the end. For those who don't know, basically they travel from different universes by they like shift their consciousness into their body in that universe, and they do it by doing like these weird tasks. So one of those tasks, which by the way, this scene hurt me to watch, the paper cut scene.
Oh, the paper cut.
Paper cutting in between his fingers. That was rough.
Or like eating the lipstick.
Yeah, eating the lipstick to go somewhere else.
I didn't understand. I know they briefly mentioned that it was like you have to do some very wild act.
Yeah.
What was that? You had to do some very wild act to like slingshot yourself into the consciousness
and it was
you
like
want.
in another universe, basically, right? And the way I interpreted it was very specific things went linked to a very specific universe
Okay.
because they were like, there was one scene where they need to get her in like a kung fu mode, right?
Yeah.
And she is given instructions to do these very specific things because those are the instructions to go to the kung fu mode.
Yeah.
That was fine. What I did think was a little weird was how when she just started doing random things on her own without
Mhm.
any instruction and getting like the semi-optimal
Yeah.
universe. That's when I was a little bit like, I mean, it's a movie, it's whatever.
Yeah, that was one of the things where in the moment I was talking to my brother about how it just felt weird that she just automatically knew
What to do.
what to do and without being told, right?
Yeah.
Because at this point in the movie, she wasn't being told what to do.
I don't think she gets. I don't think past the hour mark she gets told what to do once.
Okay.
In terms of instructions.
Okay.
Because she loses the things at one.
Is it because at one point they pretty much said like she was like the one, right?
She was Neo. She was the one. Yeah.
So
that could be
is
why.
that why? Is that why she's able to do these things and know what action to do to get what result?
It just wasn't fully explained, I guess.
That's true. I do like that kind of way of multiverse travel.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting for sure.
A lot of multiverse travel can leave you feeling like a lot of loopholes.
Yeah.
A lot of you know, what if you meet yourself? I mean,
Mhm.
you know, stuff like that. But with this, you don't have to worry about that because it's just consciousness.
Yeah.
Also like time travel. I mean, when you talk about multiverse, time travel it has to be brought up.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't believe they did any time travel in that movie. I don't think they did. A little bit?
They didn't time travel, but like they would get memories of their whole life.
Okay.
So like if you went to the body of one person, you would have the memories basically of that
Yeah,
person.
well, you'd have the
you,
memories
you have the
and-
context of the universe basically.
You'd also have like their skills and everything.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really
Yeah.
say that's
But no, it's
time
not like time
travel,
travel,
though.
but they
Yeah.
do see back into the past in that specific universe.
How do you feel about time travel in movies generally?
I think if time travel is done well and smart or clever, it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't like when movies do time travel and then it's just super cliche time travel, or it's got a lot of plot holes, or it's just very uninventive. Like I think Tenet did time travel in a super cool way.
That was a very, very unique, super cool way.
I'm not entirely sure logic tracks the whole time. It probably does. I'm just
sure
too
it
stupid
does.
to understand it.
Yeah, Christopher
But-
Nolan's way too smart to mess up about that. But I mean, when there comes time travel, there comes a lot of discrepancies and possible loopholes.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's just a tough subject. I mean, no
Yeah.
one really truly knows how it works, obviously. So
yeah.
it's kind of up
They
to
do their best
interpretation.
job.
Like Endgame did it in an interesting way, I think.
it was
It was
okay.
still
It was
somewhat-
pretty basic.
yeah, it was
I
still
don't know
somewhat
if-
cliche. I
yeah.
felt like, but
But we're here to talk about this movie.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you really like the daughter's acting.
I
What do
thought
you
she
think
was
about
great.
her character?
I thought her character was good too.
Do you think her ideas of, you know, the everything bagel and all that was
Yeah.
justified at all, or
I can see where she's coming from, I guess.
Mhm.
When you have access to that much, like if you basically are living in all the universes simultaneously almost, then yeah, you do, I would assume you would get a sense of like, okay, well, what am I doing?
Mhm.
Like if I just do this, something else is going to happen over here.
Yeah.
Like I get her understanding of why it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I think just being alone and having no one to walk that experience with her is what drove her to where she was.
Okay.
And which is also why the mother then walking that same experience with her, even though it was only for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. What do you think about
help.
the resemblance, not resemblance, I mean, they outright say it, the everything bagel?
I thought so.
Yeah. What do you think about
it's
that?
like kind of clever because the movie is about everything, right?
Yeah.
And then but I think ultimately she made the everything bagel. It's just kind of a joke, you know.
Yeah, I thought
It's definitely like it's just a pun.
yeah, it was a pun that I feel like wasn't needed.
I would agree.
I feel like they shouldn't have made that a bagel,
No,
to be honest.
Yeah.
It just felt kind of weird to have that.
so the weird thing about the movie is it's so serious.
It is.
I
there's
honestly
I mean,
did not laugh very much. I probably was more in my feels during the movie than I was
Yeah.
laughing.
I think the action was.
Action was great.
I think the action was like it was very like clever and funny action.
Yeah.
which got me like giggling and enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, I chuckled here and there, but like overall, I wasn't like laughing very much like I do when I watch like American Pie or something.
No, it's not like a traditional comedy where they're throwing out jokes left and right and you're cracking up.
It's very different in that regard.
But yeah, I feel like that character's seriousness.
Mm-hmm.
And I know she does do. I mean, she had crazy outfits the entire time, but she was still. I mean, she was like depressed, right?
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
straight up
being like lonely and everything. It just felt kind of weird having just bagel.
Yeah. Yeah.
This the symbolism of everything
It
bagel, and you can put everything on a bagel.
In there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think about the ending?
Ending was good. I liked it personally.
Okay.
But that also just could be my own experiences and where I'm at right now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you watched it a day ago.
Yeah.
You might need some more time to really think about it. And
I will say one thing that does kind of confuse me a bit is like they decide to live in this one universe, right?
Okay.
As like a family. That's where they decide. I mean, the dad's got no idea what's going on, but the daughter and the mother do.
Okay.
And they choose to live out their life in this world and try and put meaning into it. But they're basically immortal.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I think those two, yeah.
I mean, it depends. I guess it depends. Like, well, okay, I think of the Rock universe where they're both just rocks.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they ever going to die in that universe? Because if they never die in that universe, then once all of the other universes of them die, they're just stuck as rocks, you know?
Yeah, but wouldn't the whole multiverse thing mean that there's no universes actually end? Like, I mean, that there's no
think about it this way. Is Napoleon alive in any of these universes? Like, time does go on, and so people eventually do die out.
Okay.
But I'm just thinking
like they're people.
Yeah. There are, I mean, they even said in the movie, there are a bunch of, most universes are just them as inanimate objects.
What was your favorite one?
My
favorite universe that they cut to? I have some, but for different reasons, but I'll tell you mine. I loved the raccoon one.
The raccoon one? Oh, yeah. The
Raccoony
or whatever.
Raccoony. Yeah. I laughed. That was the most I laughed in the movie.
That was pretty funny.
It was just like, they mentioned it earlier, and then they actually brought it in, and I just loved every point.
Yeah, so for those who haven't watched the movie, it's basically Ratatouille, but with a raccoon.
Yeah.
At like one of those Chinese or one of those Asian restaurants where they cook do on the cooktop, you know, like in front of people, and he's just got the raccoon up there controlling him. That was pretty funny.
And then the callback to that at the end of the movie, when she actually hops on him, and does the same thing.
His head,
What do you think about the what was it? Hot dog fingers?
Hot dog fingers was so dumb.
Did you like it? I mean, it was dumb. It was definitely very stupid.
I thought it was.
And even the 2000 Space Odyssey reference with the monkeys.
Yeah.
That I thought that was pretty
I would say I liked the Glizzy Hand universe. That was immediately where my mind went. Was Glizzy Hands.
That Glizzy Hand.
Yeah. The storyline in that universe is kind of funky too. It's kind of funny, but
I think it painted a good picture of how different her life can be.
Yeah.
About how different her life can just be, depending on the circumstances. And like those two were pretty good. And then one I really liked was when she was an actress and she wasn't with her husband.
Yeah, that was a good one. That one.
I mean, that wasn't a funny one, obviously.
No.
That was the more serious.
That one was actually kind of depressing.
Yeah, when they're just like when they're not together, and she finally like realizes, that they, are good for each other.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, so after watching the movie once, you think you're gonna watch it again? Is it worth a rewatch?
I personally don't think I would rewatch the movie.
Okay.
Again, if the movie felt long to me, I'm not gonna want to sit through it again, especially if I already know what happened.
Yeah.
Movies like Dune or the new Batman movie, those are longer movies, but I've sat through them both multiple times since they came out.
You like both of those movies a lot?
Dude. Oh, yeah.
Okay, maybe we should review Dune, because I wasn't a huge fan.
You were not a huge fan? That's right. You weren't a huge fan of Dune. That's what I'm talking about.
His
movie opinions are awful.
Don't say awful.
Awful.
See, this is where we need to just come to a common ground and say, my opinion is my opinion. And
your opinion is your opinion.
My opinion,
but opinions can be wrong.
Not mine.
Yes, yours, specifically yours.
Wrong to you. I think
there is a new, the second Dune movie is coming out at the end of the year.
True.
I am very excited for that. It's favorite director and composer combined.
Okay.
So
yeah,
well, at least composer for me.
Composer for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Christopher Nolan guy, so
yeah,
I have to like Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is.
I can't pronounce the director's name. Denis Villeneuve, I think.
Denis Villeneuve.
Dennis de Villeneuve, something like that. It's I can't pronounce the name very well, but he's goated.
Okay. Do you know anything about the books, about the direction it's headed?
No, I've got no clue.
Okay.
I honestly didn't even know they were books until my mom told me, because my uncle was a huge fan.
Okay.
I did know that Star Wars was based off of Dune, though, and we're inspired by it. Tatooine, at least.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I've heard that too. It looked seems like it was. I mean, a lot of the very old
Tusken
stuff.
Raiders, Sand Planet, Spice.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I'm sure George Lucas took a little took
I
some
mean,
sticky notes
Dune
and read
was
that
like
book.
the OG sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
All sci-fi movies kind of branched from that one.
Okay. Yeah.
In one way or another, I guess.
I mean, yeah, all those old movies have really paved the way for
there's an old
what
Dune,
we
there's a
have
new Dune.
nowadays, you know.
Mhm.
Like the new amazing Star Wars movies.
They're not good. They're terrible.
I just said that to get on your nerves.
Yeah, I know.
But
I also know
do
you think they're not bad.
We'll talk about it another time.
I'll save it. I'll save it.
Maybe next week. We'll see. But any closing remarks for this podcast, the Oscars, everything, everywhere, all at once?
Only Everything Everywhere all at once. I want to. First of all, did you like the movie? I didn't ask you that.
That's true.
Did you like it?
I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Does it deserve an Oscar? I think some of the acting deserves an Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the whole movie is I don't think the whole movie is like organized well enough.
It definitely jumps a bit. I would agree with that.
I don't think there's a whole lot of options this year for the Oscars nominees.
I definitely don't think Avatar should have taken it. Personally.
No, I'm glad it was nominated.
Yeah. I still stand by. I haven't watched the movie yet, but All Quiet on the Western Front probably deserved it.
Top Gun, I've heard, is very good.
I don't think Top Gun's Oscar.
Okay.
Great movie. I love it, but it's not Oscar.
Okay, but
it's not best film material.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it's growing on me.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was definitely a little too wacky.
It was very wacky
at first.
Yeah.
But I've kind of grown and to enjoy those wacky moments a little bit more. It was very surprisingly good.
Yeah.
I came into that movie with zero expectations.
Yeah.
And came out with a very good movie experience.
I will say I didn't want to watch it when I started watching it.
Okay.
I was just watching it because we were going to talk about it. And I was like, I'll see what this movie's about. And I ended up liking it a lot more than I thought I would. I think mainly just because of the whole family drama and stuff.
Yeah.
That probably is why I liked it a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Just that's why I think.
Okay.
I think take that out of it, or at least take me out of where I am in my life right now, out of that, and it just isn't as interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think in all it was a pretty good movie that I think it earned its place at the Oscars for now.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll see what that director and those actors do in the future. I'd love to pick up some of their movies that I haven't seen in the past and see how they've evolved as actors.
Because I only recognize a few people.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that one chick that used her dog, which, by the way, this was brutal. She used
I've seen her in a lot
used
of
her
stuff,
used her dog as like nunchucks.
Yeah.
With like a leash. Yeah, that was sad to see.
Yeah.
It was obviously a puppet when she was swinging it around, but still.
Well, and the raccoon.
The
raccoon they didn't even
up,
try.
No, they did not even try.
Which I love.
I'm glad they didn't.
I like to think about in that universe, raccoons are like that. Animals are like puppets in that universe, and that's just how it works.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it got me thinking. The whole movie got me thinking about sci-fi and reality and all that. So it was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was good too. I really liked it. Again, still probably wouldn't rewatch it just because I feel like it's too long.
Yeah.
Or it feels
That's
too
fair.
long.
Sure.
But like if somebody wants to watch it maybe in a couple of years, I might be down to watch it again.
Yeah. I mean, I watched it a year ago or so.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been reviewing it and recapping it recently.
Yeah.
But man, I might need to watch it again. There's a lot of stuff that I didn't remember.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
There's a lot in it.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's everything in it, actually. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thanks for sticking around. I think this went pretty well.
Yeah, I think it was a good first episode. Our episode's going to be airing on Wednesdays at 3 p.m.
Wednesdays at 3. Yeah.
Starting not this up. Well, this doesn't matter, I guess, but this upcoming Wednesday we don't have a show.
Yeah, we're going to be releasing them every Wednesday.
Yeah.
We're going to get some. We're going to have hop on social media. Find us on Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
And then obviously Coog Radio.
Mm-hmm.
Go check out all that they have to offer.
Yeah.
And yeah, for the rest of your day, the rest of your week.
Thanks for tuning in to Movie Talks with Eric and Griffin.